Hello folks and welcome to this video, and this is a preview for the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. We only have 3 races left in the championship. This is going to be a triple header, and before we get into it, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you want to stay in the loop about any kind of motorsport content, be that F1, WRC, or something completely different. But yeah, the Bahrain Grand Prix is back, and it seems a bit weird that we are now so accustomed to having these floodlit races earlier in the season. Bahrain, of course, usually being held as one of the early rounds in March or April. Usually we also have Singapore, but the triple header at the end of the season in the Arab states are going to be just the only floodlit races we've had, and for that to happen in November at a time when we usually wrap it up the season, that's a bit weird. Of course, we've got the Bahrain Grand Prix next weekend. We've got the Sakir Grand Prix, which I'm personally looking a lot more forward to, as he uses the outer circuit before Yas Marina ends up rounding out our season. In terms of the actual race itself, we can see some little bits and pieces going on. Of course, the race is going to be held behind closed doors, but at the same time, we've got some first practice entrants. You've got Roy Nassani in Williams, but also Robert Kubica is going to be driving for Alpha in place of Kimi Raikkonen. We'll also be seeing during, I believe, FP2, the 2021 tyre compound out and about on track. But the big news going into the weekend is going to be looking at what's going to happen with the remainder of the driver market. We know that Sergio Perez, who's currently sat 4th in the standings, the guy who missed 2 races but has managed to finish in the points in every other race, because of the ones he's entered in, he's ended up with points finishes. He got the 2nd place, remember, last time out in Turkey. He's looking to fight for a Red Bull seat. At the same time, Alex Albon has got the rest of the season left to prove himself. And it's not only those two that are in it, because I believe that Nico Hülkenberg is still potentially in the running for the 2nd Red Bull seat. But of course, Nico Hülkenberg, whenever you see a driver opening, he's always going to be floated about at the moment. As for the weekend itself, well, it is still very much power circuit in a lot of places, so you can expect the Mercedes-powered teams to be doing quite well. Though, of course, we have seen people posting screenshots of weather forecasts for changeable conditions, which, well, that would certainly spice up a race in the Middle East. We haven't really had anything like that before, and I think the Turkish Grand Prix suggested to us that Bernie Ecclestone's idea of using the sprinklers at Paul Ricard, that could have thrown up some kind of surprises. Never rule out a wet race to create excitement in Formula 1. But of course, I think that we are now looking at what's going to be happening around the paddock rather than at the front end of it. With Mercedes having wrapped up the double, with Lewis Hamilton being a 7-time world champion, we also have to ask if he's going to go back to what his trend was prior to World Championship 5, where he would just win the title and then not win a race for the remainder of the season. But of course, like I said, we've seen it in recent years that he still steps up his game towards the end of the season. So you can't necessarily even count him out these days. But would it be a good one for Bottas? Potentially. These kinds of power circuits typically favour him. But at the same time, we've seen that he's not exactly had the best of fortunes this season. But let me know your thoughts and your predictions in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye for now.